Hello, my name is Mason Mitchell and I'm the head football coach over at Grossmont College. I'm also an adjunct professor on campus. Today we're going to be talking on quality of character, and the specific topic of today's presentation is servant leadership. Servant leadership. Robert K. Greenleaf was the founder and the individual who coined the term servant leader. The servant leader is servant first. It begins with a natural feeling that one wants to serve as opposed to wanting power, influence, fame, or wealth. What is servant leadership? The definition of servant leadership. A servant leader focuses primarily on the growth and well-being of people and the communities to which they belong. Servant leadership is a leadership style and philosophy that prioritizes the growth and well-being of others. My definition of servant leadership is a servant leader is one's ability to prioritize the development and growth of others and always asking oneself, how can I help you and what can I do to be of service? Examples of servant leaders throughout time. The one at the top of the list is Jesus Christ. He served all who would ask of his service through sacrifice, love, and compassion. Martin Luther King Jr. served those with no voice, and he also served them righteously. Nelson Mandela served his countrymen faithfully. Mother Teresa served all who were in need. Mahatma Gandhi served through sacrificing his well-being. And Tony Dungy served his players, coaches, and members of his community diligently. Servant leadership. In Mark chapter 10, verses 44 through 45, it reads, "And whosoever of you will be the first shall be the servant of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be served unto, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many." In the Bible, there are very many examples of servant leadership through Jesus Christ's actions. As a servant leader, there are 11 pillars that represent servant leadership. Calling. It must be a calling of yours to be able to be a servant leader. Listening. The ability to listen to the stories and the lives and those who need assistance. Empathy. The ability to relate and build natural and nurturing relationships with those you serve. Healing. The ability to heal the hearts and souls of those you serve. Awareness. Always being aware of your surroundings and the impact you have on the lives of others. Persuasion. Persuasiveness is the ability to be able to get those to carry out the mission of your organization and your team. Conceptualization, the ability to take a vision and put it on paper and allow your team and your organization to carry it through. Foresight is something that gives you the vision of the journey you're going on. Stewardship is something that exists throughout the entire Bible. Growth as people, as members of the community, and as an organization and team. And building that community. The ability to feed into others the lifelong energy that we provide ourselves. A servant leader or coach is also a transformational leader or coach. A servant leader is equal to the transformational leader. Transformational leaders and coaches lead with love, example, and compassion. They inspire others to see the vision and empower them to stay true to the mission and route to the vision. They enlist others to take lead and push forward, acting on positive change and motivating others to be a part of the growth and betterment of society and their organization. A servant leader or transformational leader or coach possess these characteristics: being self-aware, being open-minded, always being ethical in all that you say and do, being adaptable, especially on the field, off the field, on the court, in life, and in sport, being proactive as opposed to being reactive, being creative. Humility is a very important characteristic. Not thriving on your success, but the ability to thrive on the success of those around you. Active listener, being an educational risk taker, always being accountable for your actions and the actions of others, and always encouraging those around you, as well as the people that you serve. Servant leadership and coaching. Tony Dungy's 7 E's of servant transformational leadership. The 7 E's consist of engage, educate, equip, encourage, empower, energize, and elevate. The 7 E's of Tony Dungy's transformational/servant leadership is found in his book, The Mentor Leader. The Mentor Leader talks about his ability to be a servant leader. Engage those around you. Educate them on who they need to be and how they need to serve others. Equip them with the tools to be successful in leading those around them. Encourage them in every way, shape, or form. Empower them to be servant leaders. Energize their process, their day, and their perception on life, and elevate them to become the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be. Servant leadership and coaching. Being able to show compassion, having character in all that you do, competence in your field of expertise, authenticity, always be yourself and never someone else, someone who wants you to be. Strong communication with your support staff and your players and your administration. Always operating with integrity, empowering those around you, continuous improvement in every way, shape, or form in sport and life, and then always putting others first. Tony Dungy quoted, "The secret to success is good leadership, and good leadership is all about making the lives of your team members or workers better." In the movie Hidden Figures, there was an example of servant leadership. Dorothy Vaughan is one of the young women who was given an opportunity for reassignment and be promoted. She decided that the only way she was going to accept reassignment and the promotion is if the company of NASA was willing to promote her 30 plus employees that worked with her side by side. She decided that her ability to be a servant leader was about promoting those around her, as opposed to just serving herself by accepting that role. Feel free to click on the link that I've embedded in this presentation so that way you can see for yourself her ability to sacrifice her well-being. Another example of servant leadership is in the movie Invictus, where Nelson Mandela sat down and had a conversation with the head rugby coach for South Africa's rugby team. It was about how can you serve those around you and what is your definition of leadership. I included another clip for that link in this presentation. Servant leadership has a pyramid. It's not like your traditional pyramid where it's the point of the pyramid's at the top and the base is at the bottom. That is the traditional style of leadership. Servant leadership is an upside down pyramid where the customers or the people are at the top, then the employees, then management, and then the leader themselves. In The Season of Life, a book written by Jeffrey Marks, he quotes, "As the guiding force behind a man built for others, what can I do for you?" Servant leadership and coaching. In a book written by Bruce Brown called Teaching Character Through Sport, the primary role of coaches is to build lifetime character traits into young people who are in their care, helping young men and women understand the difference between right and wrong behavior and teaching them to have the courage to live by those standards makes the act of coaching an expression of love. Servant leadership and coaching, quoted by Jeffrey Marks again. "What's our job as coaches?" Joe asked. "To love us." The boys yelled back. "What's your job?" "To love each other." In the Bible, Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, it reads, "And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have serviced it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have serviced it unto me." In conclusion, a servant leader leads with love. A servant leader leads with compassion. A servant leader knows their calling in life is to serve others. A servant leader leads with their heart and shows empathy. A servant leader leads with always putting others first, and will never allow their own agenda to be a priority. Thank you.